Welcome back to JHL Cinema Clash. Today we'll be reviewing episode 2 of Lanterns Trustful. So what do you guys think?
Dude, I think it was great, man. It was just as good as episode one. It left me with that same anticipation for the next
Me too.
episode, just like episode one did.
Me too.
And it did explain a lot from the previous episode. Like, I understand now what's happening. I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but
Man, fuck them.
I
I'm
like
still
the ending. The ending, fire.
yeah.
Super
But
far.
I'm still hyped for it. You know, they did a good job with episode 2 also. So I just want to see where they go from there. How they continue to build. I have a little bit of theory, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later on in this video.
Well, I mean, you can say it now since
I
we
could.
kind of yeah.
So what are the
Manhunters.
manhunters, right? So what I feel is that town is not like a real town. I feel like the main like the hunter in that, it's the father-in-law. I forgot his name. That police officer chick's father-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's him and his son for some odd reason because he has this technology and shit to not let. I feel like he's trying not to let other aliens go into the town. And when he went and when Jordan got shot, when he was in the hospital, his name was the only name there. There was still new equipment. I just feel like that town is full of shit, and the only probably human person that's there is a couple of them, and it's one of them is the police officer for sure, and she doesn't know shit about it yet. So that's my theory with it.
So here's an interesting thought, right? To me, once you take off your ring, whatever you casted is supposed to like go away. And John Stewart kept that bird the whole fucking episode. He kept that shit all the way. Then my man flew to a different state to pick up the shit, got whooped, slept, woke up, and he still had that fucking bird. So I don't know, that it's either he's OD powerful, right? Where he's able to cast even without the ring, or he has something to do with that Martian shit too.
I just think he's super powerful. I had the vibe of him being powerful, and like he's gonna be really
I can see
worthy
that.
for that
I
ring.
can see that. I can see that. I can
I
see that
do.
more than the other one.
I like the level of suspense in this, and they really are digging into this detective investigator vibe that they're giving these two characters.
They are.
Well, I like that they're bringing up the Manhunter, where when we spoke about DC previously, we spoke about, hey, there's more of the Justice League than just Superman, Batman, Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, right? I'm hoping that they get into where they find Marvin the Manhunter, and he's the guy that they're looking for in this whole thing, which would bring him into uh, the DC verse, because we haven't seen him. We only saw a cut of him in the Snyderverse, and that was it. They didn't really show anything about that particular character. I would love to see him in DC because he is a very strong Martian.
But you know, to your point, Haido, he is super powerful. Let's see if it's him, right? I hope they introduce him correctly. You understand? Because
I have a really strong feeling it is, and the reason I say that is because they kind of hinted at it when they were telling John Stewart. Is that his last name?
you can say John. We know
John.
Yeah,
John.
John Stewart.
When they were telling him that the Lantern Corps basically said we're gonna take him and execute him. I got a feeling they realized, wait a minute, this guy wasn't a part of the bad guys. We need to protect him, and I think that that's who they're looking for is Martian the Manhunter. They may have stashed him there and gave him a whole identity to protect him because
in that town, you're saying?
yeah. I think I don't know.
That's a great point. Like I said, that town is a little bit too fishy. Like the way
Remember-
everybody reacts and everything, the hospital scene.
Even the cop,
Every-
the cop has a cover that she hasn't yet revealed. She's more than she's led on to believe.
Well, I'm excited. To Laz's point, I stood with the same feeling I had on the first one, where I was like, "Bro, I wish there was a episode 3 so I could see what's gonna happen." What'd you guys think about Sinestro? At the ending there.
He looked pink. Ain't a
I mean,
lot to
he's
say
supposed to
about
be
him.
red.
Yeah, but you know what though? I do kind of like this approach they're taking with all this. Everything is a little more realistic than it would be on, say, something like the animated series, right?
Hmm.
Where
Hmm.
Sinestro would be extremely red. Uh, the Green Lantern would have like an exaggerated green glow, and the suit kind of almost looks uh imagination created or whatever through the lantern. They're not going with that approach on this. They're almost trying to make it as believable as possible. And I think that's probably why they didn't make Sinestro look the way he would look in the animated series or even in the comics.
Well, they still did a good job with him though. They
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, they
they
did.
didn't fuck him up, you know. And going back to the suit looks pretty good also. And when they
The
did
suit
use their
looks really good.
CGI, and when they did use their CGI when he was into the box, that shit looked awesome too.
The CGI was only utilized for the moments where clearly you can't do more than
Yeah, there's no
use the
way that you
CGI.
can do it. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Like the flying was on point, bro. That one scene when he came up, when he parked the car and he just kind of floated up to look through the town, man,
Yeah, like where
dude.
the fuck is everybody? That's what he did. He
Yeah,
went
dude.
up there like, what the fuck is going on here? Because there was nobody, not even in the diner.
Yeah.
There was like everybody was
That's
gone.
why I say it's fishy. The way that talent acts and the way they try to switch what they were saying when he walked in, he was like, "Were you guys talking about me?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just a little bit too. I have a feeling that town is full of shit, and they
But
all are manhunters.
but
That's
again,
mine.
the comedy, the little bit of comedy, right? I like that they have like a well balance. When he was telling the guys, scoot down," and everybody stood up. They're like, they all look at him like, "What the fuck, bro?" And then her husband comes and he's like, and then you see his face like, "The fuck, scoot down again." That part made me laugh a little bit, you know.
No,
Um,
they're doing a good job with this show. You can tell that they've noticed that DC is on a bad path, and they're like giving it their all with this show
I do hope
because
to see more of this director though, because there's no way that the series is this good and the movie has been as bad as they've been.
well, so I told you the bad news today. Like the Brave and the Bold is set to be directed by the same guy that directed the Flash. So that's
that's his favorite actor. That's his favorite director.
trash. That
Well, let's
guy's
just see where they're going.
garbage.
Let's just see where they're going with the show. You know, like I said, the show is it's promising a lot right now. But they do have to start. They're showing a little bit of action right now, but they have to start stepping it up a little bit more because I don't want it to end up being this full of detective stuff and not that much action. If you
Well,
get what I mean.
I felt like there was enough where it kept you intrigued. It wasn't like, oh my god, everybody's fighting everybody, but there was enough to keep you, okay, why is he doing this? Okay, why is he? And then I'm not gonna lie, that fight scene of John Stewart, him getting punched in the face, him running through the
The
cars, I
highway.
thought that shit was fire.
Fire.
When he was
It
running
was.
through the cars, and he you could tell that motherfucker was in a
Did
full
you
sprint through through that highway.
did, did y'all notice how fast he was running in on the highway?
So that's what that's what I told you guys last
Some
time. They're doing shit that's like, no, you're gonna run for real. We ain't
well,
CGI in this shit. Go run.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you can tell.
He was booking it.
But what I'm saying is, you could kind of tell it was unnatural. It wasn't human like for him to run that fast. Even the guy that was behind him, if you get a chance,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
back
yeah.
and look
He
at that
jumps
scene.
up too.
It
The other
remind
Well,
guy jumps up. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
but the other guy's an alien. That's why.
It remind me a lot of the scene where Bucky was getting chased by Black Panther. How fast they were running. That's how
Yeah.
that scene looked to me.
Yeah, but
So
the other guys, they, if I'm not mistaken, they're aliens. If I'm not mistaken, aren't
they're
they?
probably so if they're doing a Manhunter right story, which it seems like they are, most likely these are gray Martians, which
Okay.
are the ones that are against the actual not Marvin,
Martian.
Martian the Manhunter's people, because it
Okay.
was they're two in the same. It's like Haiti and Dominican Republic, like they coexist in the same Earth, but they're not the same. Where the gray ones are like the bad ones that kill and like do the same thing as this one, but they're peaceful people, kind. So
Yeah,
it's
the
like
approach is different.
yeah,
Now
They
yeah.
my
won't
There's
use
two.
legal
question,
force unless they have to. That's what
my
you're trying to say.
question. So I have a question for y'all because this had me confused because I wasn't sure if they were referring to like manhunters in that sense, or were they referring to like the androids that they? I don't know if you ever seen that where they got like these manhunters that are they're androids sent by the Guardians.
It
I don't
could
know if
be.
the Guardians
Okay.
of the Universe.
Hmm.
Well, that's my question: is are we? Because for me, I was excited thinking it'd be a possibility of having those Martians.
What the show is doing to us right now is giving us enough, but to stay confused. They're not throwing it all out there. They're giving us like little hints, but they're not going all through with it. So it could be.
There's
They
a
have
lot
a
of
lot of
suspense.
this. Yeah, it
A lot
is.
of suspense.
Well, it could be those because the thing is, I would like to see Martian the Manhunter, right? But in reality, he's not part of the Green Lanterns. The Green Lanterns are the ones that he was saying. The Manhunters are those cyborg things. So it
Hmm.
would make more sense for it to be that. Now, with that being said, it could be now that you're saying with the town being weird that they're all Manhunters at this
That's
point. That they all build to be those robotic cyborg things.
yeah, cabrón. Is that it's too weird. Like there was not even one sick person. Not even one sick person in the hospital.
Yeah, it was a lot of weird shit going on.
It's weird, and the way they act, like you have four people die in that stadium supposedly a couple of days ago, and everybody's in that town. Like, yeah, let's keep on with the next game. It's just a little fishy. Then the that metal detector, but it's an alien detector. When he was walking with that dead body,
Yo, that shit had me laughing too when he was like beep and just kept pulling it beep. That shit fell on him. He's like, fuck.
it's I don't know that town. Like we were saying, it's weird.
Well, it's more a possibility that they're gonna be those cyborg things. Especially now that I'm putting everything together, where he went to Sinestro to ask them, "Hey, what do you know about the Manhunters?" Where he's part of the bad guys, so I can
Mhm.
see where he's like, "Oh, these guys are like bad news type thing."
Yeah, you know he knows enough about it to let you know, yo, you're in a shitty situation right now.
Yep.
If it is,
But I would love to see Martian the Manhunter. I keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it. He deserves his own little skit more than just appearing in Supergirl the show. Because
well,
I think that's the only place that I've seen him
Yeah, and
that they
well,
gave
it's a
him an
good
act.
manhunter too. It's a good
like I
Martian
told
manhunter.
like I told you guys, I won't mind seeing any additional heroes, but I want them to hold it off, give it in the ending of season one, because I want these two characters to be really developed and having the attention that they deserve.
Yeah, their gradual momentum, I think, is
Yeah,
really really good right now.
because he's training him, and you can tell like he was like fly, and when he did the ain't going nowhere. And then he kept on trying, and then the little birdie came out. That's him, still showing that he's not still capable of doing certain things, and this is why he needs Jordan, because Jordan is his guide. You understand? So that's the development I still want for this show. So, what do you guys want for episode 3 though? Coming up, what are you guys expecting?
Well, I want to find out more about who are the Manhunters. That's my main thing. Is it the aliens? Is it the cyborgs? I want to see what it is. To be honest, now that he brought it up with the cyborgs, I have a bigger feeling that it's going to be that than what I want. But I don't mind it because the show's so good right now that I don't mind. Bring whatever, and plus, you need a big bad. there's no big bad. I doubt that well, it could be that the fucking father-in-law is the big bad.
Yeah,
Because
he
I
is.
can see that. I can see
He
that
he he has to be. He's too right now. He's too powerful in that town. Everybody's afraid to talk about him, and I feel like he's gonna be a big part of. No, this is who I actually am. I feel like he's gonna be the big bad, and I hope like for episode 3, I hope it gets a little bit more aggressive, and them showing him, hey, this is not the
so
guy to fuck with.
I'm not gonna lie, he already showed that when Hal was trying to be a tough guy, he was like, "Yo, shoot this motherfucker real quick.
Yeah.
Let him know that we not fucking around over here. We'll fucking buck a shot out your ass, boy."
Which is weird because he had his ring charged already, right? Am I correct? Or his ring still
No,
wasn't?
no, it was before he
yeah.
got there.
Okay, yeah, that is true.
Yeah. If not, it would have been a different story for sure. That bullet is not headed nowhere near where it's supposed to.
He might not be after all, and I know we got to cut with this, but he might not be after all a bad guy like I think. He said something about history repeating itself, and the Manhunters actually destroyed another universe. There's a good chance he might be from that universe, and he's a fucking alien, and that's why that guy's so weird.
Well, here's the thing. How does he have that alien tech? Even Jordan House said it. He was like, how'd you get this alien tech? We don't even have this alien tech.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That might go hand in hand with him being from that universe that those Manhunters destroyed.
Yeah, but then he's gonna try to do so much good in his town that he becomes
the villain,
the bad guy, the villain, because it's like, no, it's my way or the highway. And if I have to kill you,
Thanos situation.
Plus, he's not gonna shoot Jordan Howe if Jordan Howe's you can see that he's trying to help.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be like, you know what, shoot this motherfucker. So he can know that we on the same team.
Yeah. Maybe they did come from another universe, and he brung all his people with him and switched them out little by little with the real humans and killed the humans. This is something that we have to see because the town is acting weird. He's weird. He wants to be too powerful, which he is. They did fuck his wife, but still.
We'll see in episode 2.
I was just gonna say she was about to get fucked again.
Lucky for her, our guy got he's got morals.
He does got morals, because if not. With that being said, go ahead and like, follow, subscribe, and if you don't, you already know what time it is.
Pop in, burning like this, ain't checking my wrist. 30's my shit.